Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Welcome to this free mini song lesson where today I'm going to show you how to play the best parts, the coolest parts, the most important parts to the song Black Smoke Rising by the great Greta Van Fleet, drummed by the grooviest John Bonham wannabe, Danny Wagner. And as always, with these lessons, the free lessons, I've got the free PDF you can download from my website. You'll find the link beneath this video. So have all 3 pages printed out in front of you as we go through this lesson together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. And like I said, I've got the best parts of the song, the verse, the choruses, and all those really, really cool drum fills and breaks that Danny plays. A really, really cool song this with very, very groovy drumming, obviously very heavily influenced by Zeppelin and specifically with Danny, John Bonham. And this song was suggested over on my Facebook page, and so if you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over there to do so. You'll find a link beneath this video to the page. On top of the page pinned, you'll see a post asking for song suggestions. You get to type in your song suggestions, others get to vote on them, and then the most popular songs get chosen for future lessons, just like this one was today. And at the end of this lesson, I'm going to talk about how you can sign up to become an online member where you get access to over 600 full video song lessons. But we'll talk more about that at the end of the lesson. So, we start off with 7 seconds, and I've written here, right at the top of the chart, Danny is very playful and subtle with his hi-hat opening throughout the song. So what I mean by that is that the hi-hat is incredibly, subtle. And his opening and closings are spread throughout the song. What I've tried to do is transcribe the most obvious ones, but you might think that perhaps he's opening a little bit more, a little bit less in certain parts of the verses that I might have missed, or you might think that the ones I've included aren't important enough. The point is that this is one of those songs where it's a groove thing, it's a feel thing, and it's very, very hard to transcribe such subtleties without making the lesson incredibly complicated, well, more so than it is. This is an advanced lesson, so you'll be forgiven if you're finding this stuff very hard to read and play off the chart. So we come in with this really cool drum fill, and I'm going to say this a lot throughout the song. This is really, really sort of Led Zeppelin influence. This Bonham fill at the beginning, syncopated and going over the bar line. I've heard this in a few other Zeppelin songs. I love it to bits. So we come in with the snare drum at the end of the first bar. 1 and 2. Well, the first bar of when he comes in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A 1 and. So we get this little leading note. A 1. A 1 and up to your highest tom. I believe that Danny has these 3 toms. I'm going to be using these 3 toms rather than these 3. It's just how I play. You can use any toms you like. So we get a 1 and then very subtly we get the hi-hat note on beat 2 being stepped. 2 followed by 2E, 2E, and then another little pickup note, a 3. But you notice that's written in brackets, the of 2, which is played with the left hand. That's played slightly quieter. A 3, a 3E, a 3E, up to your highest tom, a 3E, you stay up there, so a 3E and a. Then we come down to the next 2 toms and we get 4E and a 1. 4E, and the important bit there is to roll into the floor tom. The last note there is beat 1 of the next bar. 4E and a 1. That's going to be important for the next parts. So those 2 bars slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2E and a 3E, a 4E and a 1. I'm sort of feeling a little bit of groove there with the sticking. Some of those notes are slightly ghosted. Try that again for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A 1 and 2E, a 3E, a 4E and a 1. So we go to the next line where we get that first note there on the floor tom. 1, and we got the crash cymbal. 1 and, that's our accent there on the and of beat 1. So the drum fill doesn't fill on or end on beat 1. It ends on the and of beat 1 of the next bar, rolling over to the next bar. Very cool. 1 and open hi-hat and snare drum. 2 closes with the next crash cymbal on the and of 2 and. So we've got 2 stabs there on 1 and 2 and. So we get 1 and 2 and then we go into our main groove. 3 and 4E and a 1. There's definitely an element of swing throughout this with his 16th notes. That bass drum is ever so slightly swung, giving it a really cool feel. 4E and a 1. The next bar, we get basically our main groove for the verses. So later in this lesson, I haven't included a section just for the verses because this is really the main drum beat he plays. We get 1 and 2, open hi-hat there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 40 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 40 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 40. That's our verse drum beat for later on, by the way. But that gets played once there. Then the third line, we get the drum beat groove, 1 and 2 and 3 and, but then for the end of the bar, we get 4 and, 2 open hi-hats, 4 and 1. And we get 3 30-second notes in a row, starting on the 4. But basically what we want to do is roll 3 notes into beat 1 at the end of the bar, 4 and 1. And the hi-hat closes there, 1, on beat 1 of that last bar, where we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Little subtle use of the hi-hat there in between those 2 stabs. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So let me just slowly for you, then we'll play up to speed. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 E, a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3, 4 E, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And now all that whole section up to speed without the microphone, so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So at 39 seconds, we get our next section, which is the bridge leading us into each of the choruses. And this will give you a good idea of what he plays every time. I think the bridge is only played twice though. We start off with a bell on bell of the ride cymbal, 1, and then we're going to get on the closed hi-hat, 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4, and we get the snare drum on 2, 3, and 4 kind of every time, or every 2 bars. 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 and. Next bar, skip over beat 1 with the bass drum, 1 and 2, a 3 and. So basically it's 2 and a 3 and 4 E and a, but every time he plays this he sort of adds in some subtle hi-hat notes, openings. Last time I'm going to mention it, so like I said at the beginning of the lesson, I've sort of notated the obvious ones, and here I'm hearing 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 E and a 1. So those 2, 3 and are open, or more open than they are closed. Again, very subtle. Next line we get 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 and then the same idea for the second bar, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 E, but we get open hi-hat on the and a 2, starting on the and a 2, and then we don't get 4 E and a 1, he just plays 4 E and 1, so no bass drum skipping into the next bar. Hi-hat closes with that crash cymbal, 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 and then 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 E. So it's the 4 E and a version, not the bass drum at the end. It's not, but you could if you wanted to. But the open hi-hats are 3 and, or 3 and. Then the last line, we get 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 again, open hi-hat on the 4, but this time it closes with the bell and the bass drum, and then we get the last bar, 1, open hi-hat and snare drum, is then going to close again on the and, where we're going to play 1 and 2, and 2, and 2, and, stab on the and a 2, and then building up in volume, 3E and a 4E, and I've written it as the high tom, but I'm going to play this tom instead, 3E and a 4E, a 1. Again, that syncopation there where he doesn't play 4E and a 1, it's 4E, a 1. Leaving out the and a 4 there to create a little bit of breathing space. Very cool. So I don't think I have to play that whole thing for you slowly. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start halfway through the second line where that crash cymbal is, and I'll play those last 4 bars slowly for you. 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 and 1 and 2, a 3 and 4E and 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4E, a 1. And now all 3 lines up to speed. So straight after that section, at 58 seconds, we get our first chorus up on the ride cymbal, and it sort of it becomes a little bit simpler now for the main drum beat. We've got a sort of a 2-bar pattern. It's this 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and. The and, a 4 there in the first bar on the crash cymbal, a stab there. Second bar, skip over beat 1 with the bass drum again. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 and. And that idea gets played again for the next line as well. As you can see, for the next 2 bars we get a drum fill, but that's basically our chorus drum beat. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. Next 2 bars, first bar is played again, then the 4th bar there we get this drum fill. 1 and 2 and, so bass drum on the right and on the and of 2 there, and 3. We're going to play 2 bass drums there, and 3, and our snare drum roll, and 3 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Again, I've written as the high tom. I'm going to play that tom instead, whatever tom's easiest for you to reach. So that's that 4th bar. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Next time we get our 2-bar drum beat from above again. 3rd bar, same as above. 4th bar, we get this. 1 and 2 and a little ghost note there. 1 and 2 and 3 E. And this time I do go up to the high tom, but you could play these 2 toms instead. 1 and 2 and 3 E, a 4, a 1. Really syncopated. 1 and 2, a 3 E, a 4, a 1. Then we get our next really cool drum fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a 1 and. It starts the same way as from the beginning of the song, except this time I'm hearing the hi-hat being stepped pretty much all the way through up until the 3rd bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a 1 and. I'll leave out the hi-hat for now. Then we get 2 E and a 3. Well, I said I'd leave it out, I just included it. Let me include it in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 E. So up to that point, the same as our intro drum fill. 2 E and a 3, and then the same idea as before, a 3 E, but this time we get a 3 E, a 4, and then a 1. So not rolling all the way through there, we just get this syncopated a 1 idea. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 E, a 3 E, a 4, a 1 and 2 and the same as before. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E, a 1, and we're back to our verse. So let me play those 3 bars for you slowly. In fact, let me go from the line above so you get that drum fill going into it as well. So the last 2 bars of line 2, excuse me. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, a 3 E, a 4, a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, a 1 and 2 E, a 3 E, a 4, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E, a 1. Loads of fun. Now let me play all 3 lines up to speed. So at 2 minutes 39 we get our little middle 8 section where the tempo feels like it slows down a little bit, but we're basically playing half time. So instead of playing 2, 3, 4, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just 1 snare drum in the bar, 1 backbeat in the bar, creating this half-time fill. But I believe the tempo does slow down ever so slightly. So we get this half-time drum beat. It's a 4-bar pattern that gets repeated 4 times, I believe. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 3, open, close, open, close. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Into the next bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then the 3rd bar is the same as the first except without the crash cymbal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the fourth bar is really cool. 1 and 2 and 3 E. So snare drum will beat 3, but a little ghost note afterwards. 3 E, 3 E and 3 E and a 4. A little push note on the of 3. 3 E and a 4 and 1. Open hi-hat closes as it loops round. So all 4 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1. That last bar, 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and really fun. So let me play for you all 4 bars. So 3 minutes 17 we get this really cool section which leads us into our last chorus. We're basically playing 8th notes on the ride cymbal, and without the ghosted snare drum notes, we're playing this pattern with the snare drum. 1 and a 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. But on top of that, what Danny's doing is he's playing a little ghost note on the after the snare drum notes that fall with the ride cymbal. 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 E and. Underneath that, he's playing this bass drum pattern. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Then it loops again. 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. Save my breath. Really cool. It sounds like an odd time signature. It's all in 4. It's just a really cool idea where we're sort of playing these snare drum notes every 3/16. So that gets played for the first and second bar. Third bar, second line, is exactly the same, except we're going to crash the snare and crash on those notes that fall with the right hands. And it goes into the last bar with another snare drum on the of 4, where previously we didn't. So it's like looping over into the next bar. 4 E and then we get for the last bar 1 E and our final little snare and crash. 1 E and down to the snare drum. 2 E and a 3 E and then down all 3 toms and a 4 E and a 1. Really nice drum fill. So the second line. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Up to speed all 4 bars. So then finally for this lesson, the last distinctive fill I heard, it's at 3 minute 41. And again, this just reminds me of Bonham very much. Kind of, I always forget which songs I'm hearing these ideas in, but if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, you would have heard Bonham play this kind of idea a lot. Again, it's using this idea where you're playing groups of 3/16 notes, creating like a polyrhythm across a bar of 4/4. So the first bar, we're up on the ride cymbal, 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, but then he plays 4 and a 1, 4 and a 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, 1 E and a 2 E, and then 2 E and a 3 E and a. So it's kind of filling in the gaps between the snare drums with the bass drums every time, but he's leaving some space there in a sort of very musical way. So from the beginning of that second bar, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a, And then this cool drum fill where we start on whatever tom you like. I'll use this tom. It's a 30-second note roll. It's all single strokes. So really you want to have the first note be accented and the last two notes, the last two 16th notes. So I'm playing da 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 da. Now you could play it as doubles, but you end up coming out in a weird way. You'd have to play a group of three there. So I'm pretty sure he's playing it as single strokes. So the two bars together, 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, and a 1, E and a 2, E, a 3, E and a 3 and 4, and a 1, E and a 2, E, a 3, E and a. And let's hear that a couple of times up to speed. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did teaching it for you. Don't forget to download all 3 pages of the PDF. Again, the link is beneath this video for free. And then while you're over at the website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's over 600 famous and popular songs where, unlike this lesson, I teach you the song from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart. Every single bar and fill is included. And like I said, I've got over 600 famous and popular and famous songs, including a load of Led Zeppelin songs and one other Greta Van Fleet song as well. So if you're a Bonham or Danny Wagner fan, you've got lots of stuff to get your teeth stuck into already. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos, including Bonham, of course. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.